Hi, I'm Janelle from Smart Edition Academy. Today, we're going to go through a HESI A2 reading practice test. You can take this free practice test with me by using the link in the description. Together, we will answer 50 questions in 50 minutes. Let's get started. Adding which of the following prefixes to cardium would describe the membrane around the heart? Remember, a prefix is a letter or a group of letters that is added to the beginning of a word. To help you remember prefixes, think of words that use these prefixes. When I see the prefix "syn," I think of words like synchronize. When you synchronize clocks, you make sure that they are starting at the same time. The prefix "syn" means together or at the same time. The prefix "epi" makes me think of the word epidemic. Epi means upon or over. Therefore, an epidemic is a disease that comes upon people over a widespread area. Peri is used in words like perimeter. A perimeter is the distance around an enclosed area or figure. Therefore, peri is the correct answer in this case. Intra is a prefix that means within. Think of a word like intracellular. This means something that happens within or functions within a cell. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence. The critics claimed the ballerina gave a superlative performance. When I look at the word superlative, I see the prefix super. The word super means over and beyond or very high in quality. So looking at the answer choices, words like acceptable and dismal don't seem to fit. And worthwhile seems to approach the correct answer, but it's not quite correct. The correct answer in this case would be magnificent, meaning that a performance was exceedingly good. Monochromatic most nearly means. Breaking apart the word monochromatic, I see a prefix, mono, which means one, and a root word that means chroma, that means color. There's only one answer that has one color, and that is the first answer. Monochromatic means having one color. In this sentence, the root indicates that the doctor will surgically repair which body part. The surgeon was getting ready to perform a rhinoplasty. The word rhinoplasty contains a prefix, rhino. Rhino means nose, so the correct answer would be the second one. If you didn't know exactly what rhino meant, you could go through the remaining choices, ear, heart, and kidney. For example, ear would have the prefix oto, heart would have the prefix cardi, and kidney would have the prefix nephro. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence. Jolie has remained intransigent in her stance on the issue. Looking at the word intransigent, I see in meaning not, trans meaning through or across, or movement, think of the word transportation. So not moving, and ending in the suffix ent, which means being in the state of. So putting this all together, it would be being in the state of not moving. Which of the answers choices do you think best reflects this? The answer would be, of course, stubborn. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence. The city's government is infamous for being corrupt and dishonest. Within the word infamous, I see the word famous. Famous means having a reputation for something. 3 of these answer choices, content, regretful, and apologetic, refer to a feeling or emotion. And only one word, notorious, reflects a reputation for something negative. Being corrupt and dishonest is a reputation for being negative. Therefore, the answer would be notorious. Select the context clue from the following sentence that helps you define the multiple meaning word refrain. Shelby was going to tell a joke, but she decided to refrain because she did not want to offend anyone. Looking at the sentence, I see after the word refrain is because. This means that they're giving you a reason why Shelby decided to refrain. So the answer should be in the latter part of this sentence after the because. She decided to refrain because she did not want to offend anyone. She did not want to offend anyone gives a hint to why she decided not to tell a joke. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be D. She did not want to offend. Interject most nearly means, looking at the word interject, ject means to break into something, and inter means to be in between. So, which of the following answer choices means to break into something that is already ongoing? That would be the last one, to cut into a conversation. When you interject, you break into something. Based on your knowledge of roots, prefixes, and suffixes, what does encephalitis mean? Let's break apart the word encephalitis. It uses the prefix encepha, which means brain, and itis, a suffix that means inflammation. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be inflammation of the brain. Select the context clue from the following sentence that helps you define the multiple meaning word bind. The mayonnaise is the key ingredient that will bind the egg salad together. In this sentence, bind is being used as a verb. Think of an egg salad and think of the purpose of the mayonnaise within the salad. The mayonnaise helps keep the ingredients together. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be together. Select the context clue from the following sentence that helps you define the multiple meaning word formula. The mother gave her baby his formula after he woke up from his nap in the car. Before the word formula, you see his. His is referring to the baby. Therefore, baby gives you a hint to what formula might mean if you didn't know. Therefore, in this case, the correct answer would be baby. Based on your knowledge of roots, prefixes, and suffixes, what is a hypodermic needle? Looking at the word hypodermic, I see the prefix hypo, which means low or under, and derm, meaning skin. Therefore, under the skin. A needle that goes under the skin. That would be the first answer. Select the context clue from the following sentence that helps you define the word laborious. After cleaning out the garage for many hours, Sam was glad to be done with the laborious task. What in this sentence is the laborious task? Cleaning out the garage for many hours. It's not just cleaning out the garage that was laborious. It was for many hours that made it laborious. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be many hours. C. Adding which of the following prefixes to glycemia would show that a person has low blood sugar? The correct answer in this case would be hypo, which means low or under. Be careful not to confuse this with hyper, which means above or high. Which of the following suffixes means to stop or control? The correct answer in this case would be stasis. When I think of the word stasis, the suffix stasis, I think of the word homeostasis, which means being in a state of balance, and that is being controlled or stopped. Which of the following root words means bones? The correct answer is osti. Osti is used in the word osteoporosis, which means a degeneration of the bones. Which of the following words means inside the vein? Notice all of the answer choices here uses venous. So we need to look at the prefixes. Ad means pertaining to or going towards. Epi means on. And ecto means outside. Therefore, the only correct answer in this case would be intravenous, which means happening within. Which of the following suffixes means swelling of? Osis means an abnormal condition, and opsi means viewing. Urea means flow or discharge. Therefore, the correct suffix in this case would be oma. Which of the following root words means veins? Ner would mean having to do with the nervous system. Osti is about the bone. And myo has to do with bone marrow or spinal cords. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be phleb. D. Which of the following words means pain of the kidneys? Notice all of the answer choices here begin with neph, having to do with the kidneys. So therefore, we are looking at the suffix, the end part of the word, to find the correct answer. Ology means the study of. Pathic means having the characteristic of a disease. And otomy means to cut in. Therefore, the correct answer would be algia, which means pain. The correct answer would be A. Which of the following suffixes means hardening of? Sepsis means putrefying. We've seen stasis, which means to control or stop. And osis means an abnormal condition. The correct answer in this case would be sclerosis, D. Which of the following root words means small intestines? The first choice, hydr, means sweat. Gastra, the third choice, means gastra has to do with the stomach, and myle has to do with bone marrow or the spinal cord. The correct answer in this case would be enter, which means small intestine. B. Which of the following words means cancer causing? Let's try to put the word together based on what we know. Carcino means cancer. ick, means pertaining to. And gen, gen, means producing or forming. Carcinogenic, pertaining to the production of cancer. The correct answer would be C. Which prefix would you affix to the word natal to complete the following sentence? The nurses in NICU provide blank natal care for premature babies. Premature babies are babies that are born after or before they are fully formed in the womb. So, and natal means birth. So what we want is a word, a prefix that would mean after. And which of the following words would mean after? That would mean post. Therefore, the correct answer is C. The nurses in the NYICU provide postnatal care for premature babies. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence based on the context clues. If you wake up outside in your pajamas in the middle of the night, you may be a somnambulist. Looking at the sentence, you would think that this would have to do with sleep. And looking at the word somnambulist, you would be right. What words are contained in somnambulist? I see the prefix some, which has to do with sleep, ambu, which has to do with walking, and ist means a specialist. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be sleepwalker, D. Select the word from the following sentence that has more than one meaning. Javier was overjoyed when he finally finished his application for college. Overjoyed means to be exceedingly happy about something. Finally means after a long time or after a significant delay. And college means a higher education institution that occurs after high school. Application can have more than one meaning. An application can be a form that you fill out, and application can mean to put on something. For example, the application of a cream to your hands. Therefore, the correct answer would be C, application. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence based on the context clues. Since he was a novice at playing chess, he took lessons with a master to get more experience. We're trying to figure out the meaning of the word novice in this sentence. Since in this sentence means you should look after the comma for an explanation. He took lessons with a master to get more experience. Novice probably means someone who lacks experience. Therefore, the best answer in this case would be D, beginner. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence based on context clues. The cantankerous old man could usually be found screaming at all the kids for making too much noise. In this sentence, it sounds like the old man is annoyed by the screaming kids. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be irritable. The old man is irritated by the sound of the kids making too much noise. Which of the following suffixes means the study of? Less means without. For example, being humorless means to be without humor. Able means to be able to, having the capability of something. Something that you can do. An ishin means being in the state of or having the result of. For example, abolition means the state of being stopped. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be laji. Laji is used in a lot of subjects, for example, biology, sociology. This would mean the study of. Which of the following root words means to throw? I see the word dict, dict, which means to say. We see the word dict in words like dictionary, which teaches you how to say words, or to predict something, to say something beforehand, or to contradict, to say something against something. The third answer choice, rupt, means to burst. For example, you might have an organ rupture, which means to burst. The last answer choice is mort, which has to do with death. You might see the word mort in words like immortality, being without death, or morgue, or being mortal. The correct answer in this case would be A, ject. Think of the word interject, to throw something into a conversation, or project, to throw something against, like a wall. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence based on the context clues. Shayla has such an exuberant personality. She always has a smile on her face. What stands out to me is the semicolon, which means what comes after it will elaborate on what happened in the earlier part of the sentence. What do you mean by she's exuberant? She always has a smile on her face. The answer that is correct in this case would be cheerful. Someone who has a smile on their face is someone who's happy all the time. B, cheerful. Select the word from the following sentence that has more than one meaning. They need to prune the bushes every year or else they will lose their shape. From the answer choices below, the only answer that has more than one definition would be B, prune. Prune in the sentence above is used as a synonym for trimming, but also a prune is a type of fruit. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence based on the context clues. You could spot her garish dress from a mile away with all its feathers and sequins. What is the description of the dress in the sentence? It's feathers and sequins. A sequin is a very small piece of plastic or metal that's very shiny and is used on clothes for decoration. A dress with a lot of feathers and sequins would attract a lot of attention. You wouldn't be able to look away from it. It would make you look in that direction. The correct answer would be A, glaring. Select the word from the following sentence that has more than one meaning. Only an animal with a strong constitution will be able to survive the Arctic's climate. Of all the answer choices below, the only one that has more than one meaning is constitution. In the sentence above, constitution is used to mean a word similar to body or composition. So an animal with a strong body would be able to survive in a very harsh climate. But also, a constitution can be a body of principles that sets up a way of behavior or to be governed, such as the American Constitution. Select the meaning of the underlined word in the sentence based on the context clues. When visiting the desert, the temperature tends to fluctuate, so you need to bring a variety of clothing. In this case, the word so is explaining the behavior that you need to do because of the verb fluctuate. You need to bring a variety of clothes. Why would you need lots of different clothes? Because you don't know if sometimes it's hot or sometimes it's cold. It's always, the weather seems to be different. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be C, change. Since the weather or the temperature always changes, you should bring clothing. Fluctuate, change. Which of the following prefixes means after? Auto means safe or self. Trans means through or across. And inter means in between. Therefore, the correct answer in this case would be post. What is the best definition of the word benevolent? Ben is a prefix meaning good. You might have seen this prefix in other words, such as benefactor, beneficial, benediction, and more. The answer choice that is similar to these words would be A, kind. The rest of the choices have a more negative connotation. Select the word from the following sentence that has more than one meaning. The teacher was content with the quality of her students' work on their math exam. Looking at the answer choices, I see only one that has more than one meaning, and that would be content. Content means to be satisfied with, and if you change the pronunciation to content, content can mean the amount or the proportion of something. For example, the content of a jar or a bottle, or the content of a passage. In this sentence, the teacher is happy with the quality of the student's work. The correct answer in this case would be ped. You see the word ped in words like pedestrian, which means a person who walks by foot, and pedicure, which means having your feet done. Which of the following suffixes means belonging to? Another way of thinking of belonging to would be having characteristics of. For example, someone might be Italian, I-A-N, meaning a characteristic of, or someone belonging to Italy. Also, a word like politician, I-A-N, someone belonging to the field of politics. This would mean the correct answer is B. Answer choice A, ER, means someone who does an action. For example, a driver, someone who drives. A writer, someone who writes. Answer choice C, OUS, us, is a word meaning possessing a lot of. For example, wondrous, having a lot of wonder. TION, shun, is added to the end of a word to show an action or condition. For example, an election shows the process or action of being elected. Which of the following suffixes means person who practices? The correct answer in this case would be B, IST. For example, think of words like artist, a person who does art, or journalist, someone who works in the field of journalism. Which of the following root words means to say? VIS, viz, means see. Think of words like visual, invisible. Vid is also another root word that means see. Vid is a part of words like evidence, providence, and video. Script, S-C-R-I-P-T, is a word that means write. You can see the word script in words like postscript and manuscript. So the correct answer in this case would be dict, D-I-C-T. And you'll see that, of course, in words like dictionary, diction, having to do with saying something. Which of the following suffixes means made of? Which of the following root words means far? Trans means through or across. Post means after. Ante means before. Therefore, tele would mean far, like the telephone, and lately, a teleconference, which means you're meeting from afar. Which of the following root words means foot? The correct answer in this case would be B, en. When en is connected to a noun, it can be used as saying made of. For example, golden means to be made of gold. Woolen means to be made of wool. Wooden means to be made of wood. Therefore, B is the correct answer. Which of the following suffixes means capable of? The correct answer in this case would be ible, able. D. Some common words that you may see with this suffix would be words like feasible, which means being able to be done. Tangible, something that is able to be touched. Infallible, something that is incapable of making mistakes. Credible, something that is able to be believed. Which of the following suffixes means having characteristics of? The correct suffix in this question would be A, IC. Some words you might see are words like ethic, having characteristics of being ethical, democratic, having characteristics of democracy, and words like academic, having characteristics of academia. Therefore, the correct answer is A. Which of the following root words means heat? The correct answer in this case would be B, therm. Think of words such as thermometer, thermal, hypothermia, thermostat. All words that have to do with warmth or heat. Which of the following prefixes means too much? Sub means under. Think of the word submarine. Non would mean not. Think of words like non-living, non-toxic, etc. And also, the word miss means wrong or wrongly. Hopefully you're not making too many mistakes. So the correct answer in this case would be D, over. Over is often attached to many different root words, such as overload, overjoyed. and overactive. What is the best definition of the word postscript? Let's break apart this word. We see the prefix post, which means after, and the root word script, which means a written word. So the only option here that uses an after word would be D. Great job for following along. You did it. Be sure to check out the link in the description below for the free HESI A2 practice test and additional HESI A2 study resources such as the HESI study group and HESI A2 online course. Good luck with all the rest of your studying.